Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really big one, Louise Hay's classic, You Can Heal Your Life. Now, this book is built on a pretty powerful and, for a lot of people, a kind of radical idea about how our minds and our lives are connected.
All right, let's kick things off with a question. I'm willing to bet it's one you've asked yourself before, especially when you feel like you're just spinning your wheels, just stuck in the same old loop.
Maybe for you, it sounds a little something like this. You feel like you keep attracting the exact same kind of partner, or you're always getting into fights with the people you love.
Or, hey, maybe it's about money. You work so hard, but it feels like you're just never getting ahead. That financial stress, it's just always there.
And for a lot of us, it shows up in our bodies. Chronic pain, illnesses that just won't go away, or just that general feeling that your body is fighting you instead of working with you. So here's where Louise Hay comes in with a totally different perspective. She'd say, nope, none of those are the real problem. She sees them all as just symptoms, the outer signs of something way deeper going on. And this is it. This is the core of it all. According to Hay, the single belief that's at the root of almost all our problems is this deep, nagging feeling that I'm not good enough.
The thing is, we're not born feeling this way. We learn it. When we're kids, we're basically little sponges, right? We just soak up all the beliefs and attitudes from the adults in our lives. And that's how these ideas get baked in. But here's the good news, the really important part. If you can learn something, you can also unlearn it. It's not set in stone.
Okay, so let's get into the mechanics of this, because this next part, it's the engine that drives her whole philosophy. We're talking about the incredible creative power that we all have right inside our own minds.
So, here's the big idea. Your thoughts aren't just random, passive things floating around up there. Nope, they're active. They're like little commands. Every single thought we think, every word we say, is basically a blueprint we're handing over to the universe for what comes next.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Think about it. If you walk around believing people are out to get me, what are you going to see all day? Evidence that people are out to get you. But if you believe everyone is always helpful, you'll find proof for that too. Your core belief literally acts like a filter for reality, showing you exactly what you expect to see.
And that brings us to the most crucial point. You have a choice. The universe, or whatever you want to call it, doesn't sit there judging your thoughts as good or bad. It just reflects them back to you. It's like a mirror. So whatever you're putting out there in your beliefs, that's what you get back, which means all the power is right here with us.
Okay, so if our thoughts are really that powerful, which ones are the ones causing the most trouble? What are the big patterns that are doing the real damage?
Well, Hay narrows it down to these 4 big ones. First, there's resentment. That's basically just drinking poison and hoping the other person gets sick, right? Then there's criticism, whether you're aiming it at yourself or someone else. Guilt, which is always looking for a way to be punished. And finally, fear, which just creates all that tension and makes us want to hide. These 4, she says, are the main offenders.
And check this out. This is where she makes a really direct link between those emotional patterns and what happens in our physical bodies. She suggests that resentment that you hold on to for years, that can turn into serious illness. That constant habit of criticism, arthritis. Guilt literally creates pain. And fear and tension, well, that can lead to things like ulcers or even hair loss. It's a really powerful take on that mind-body connection.
All right, enough about the problems. Let's talk about the cure. If those 4 patterns are the poison, what's the antidote?
The first step, and honestly, this can be the toughest one, is forgiveness. And she makes a really bold claim about it. She says that all dis-ease, get it, dis-ease, comes from a state of unforgiveness. And a lot of the time, the person we really need to forgive is ourselves.
And let's be super clear about what this means. Forgiveness is not about saying, oh, what you did was fine. Not at all. It's about letting go. It's for you. It's you choosing to release the past so it doesn't control your present anymore. And she says just being willing to forgive is enough to kickstart the whole healing process.
And that brings us to part 2, the big one. The most important piece of the puzzle, the ultimate healing force, the thing she calls the miracle cure. And that is learning to genuinely love yourself.
Now, we're not talking about being arrogant or vain here. It boils down to 2 simple things, self-approval and self-acceptance. It means you stop the criticism, you stop beating yourself up, and you accept yourself completely, right now. Not when I lose 10 pounds or when I get that new job. No, exactly as you are, in this very moment.
Okay, so this all leads to what I think is the most empowering part of her whole philosophy. Your power to change everything. It's not in the past, And it's not way off in the future. It's in one place and one place only.
First, you've really got to let this sink in. The past is over. Whatever happened, whoever did what, the mistakes you made, it's done. The events are gone. The only thing that's left is your thought about the past. And that thought is happening right now.
And that is the key to everything. You can't go back and change the past. You can't jump ahead and live in the future. The only moment you ever have any power in is this one, the present moment. This is your point of power. This is where it all begins.
So Louise Hay leaves us with a challenge. It's super simple, but it's also incredibly profound. She basically says, look, you've spent years criticizing yourself, right? How's that working out for you? So, just as an experiment, try approving of yourself. Just try it and see what happens.
And that's where we land. If it's true, if your thoughts really do create your life, and your power to change things is always right now, then there's really only one question left that matters. What new thought are you going to choose right now, in this moment? What's it going to be?